what must be necessarily a pessimistic view, or certainly a precise view, of the reserve situation as published by the government in the Brown paper in May.
I think what Professor Adele was saying was based on estimates of future oil production, which are far greater than anyone has estimated so far, would in fact be physically possible, and estimates of reserves, again, which are far greater than anyone has so far estimated. I must say that the assumptions on which these calculations were based weren't terribly firm or very detailed. If Professor Adele can produce detailed justifications of the methods that he's adopted for producing these figures, obviously the government would look at them. We'd be delighted to be told there's more North Sea oil there than we think there is at the minute. But in fact, the kind of production figures, quite apart from reserves that he was talking about, which would be well beyond Scotland's needs, Britain's needs, several times beyond that at the minute, would involve tremendous strains on Scotland in particular, and I don't think it could be justified even if we found that it was possible.
Odell next turned his attention to the backup development, the ways of using the prodigious quantities of oil and gas which he claims will eventually flow.
The Dutch professor criticises the present cautious approach to the development links with oil. He claims that if, as has been suggested, only a small part of Scotland's new investment and new jobs will come from oil, then the cause will be Scottish opposition to oil-based developments and the weakness of official policies. For example, he claims that a Scottish-based project to refine, process and use oil and gas is entirely feasible, but he also says that it may be possible to persuade companies like Shell, Esso and BP to change their refinery policy. With oil as a weapon, he says, the potential to persuade is limitless. Ted Brocklebank asked Bruce Millan, Scottish Minister of State, about Odell's view of government policy.
You see, everything is based on this initial assumption, well, really two assumptions. First of all, that the oil is there in much greater quantities than anybody, even most optimistically, has estimated up to the minute. And secondly, that we would be willing to produce it at quantities vastly in excess of anything that has been contemplated in this country at the minute. That may be at some time in the future, that sort of thing would be a realistic proposition, but that isn't the situation now. And I think it would be really madness from the point of view of Scotland to put all our eggs in this one basket. There is really need to develop the Scottish economy on a much broader basis than that if we're going to have long-term prosperity.
The problem in the next 7 to 10 or 5 to 10 years is basically how quickly oil can be got out of the North Sea, and I suspect a great deal of this is tied up with the technological process, as one of the oil company people said today, in actually achieving this. And I don't think there's any advice that the Countryside Commission has given that has either slowed that up or suggested that that in itself should be slowed up.
But haven't environmentalists generally perhaps created an impression that they wish to slow things down far more, in fact, than they are slowed down at the moment?
I think our environmentalists generally have been concerned to feel that what is being done is properly thought out and planned and not arrived at on an ad hoc kind of basis, rather than being against it. This is certainly the Countryside Commission for Scotland's attitude.
If we want to have any benefit from the oil coming out of the North Sea in Scotland, we've got to have refining capacity, and we've got to have the associated petrochemical industries connected with that. I can't see that the Scottish people will ever accept a position where, even accepting the